I got a very peculiar story that we're going to be talking about today. So let's hop into it. So since the 2018 hemp bill passed, hemp-derived THC has grown to be an even bigger thorn in the side of legal cannabis operators and conservative lawmakers running out of excuses to just say yes, mainly because they have been allowed to operate under a totally different rule set. The fact that some states are now eclipsing that 10-year mark without any real federal protection for legal cannabis in terms of enforcement, taxation, banking, and or sustainable efforts to put into public education surrounding the matter. It ain't hard to see why hemp-based THC manufacturers are receiving so much hate. But could the villain somehow end up being the savior illegal weed has needed all along? Market Watch's Steve Gelsey had some thoughts on it this morning in an article where he discusses the growing interest in hemp-derived THC products among cannabis companies as a potential revenue stream amid stalled federal cannabis legalization and declining stock prices. Kelsey says that companies like Green Thumb Industries, Tilray, Curaleaf, and Canopy Growth are expanding into this less regulated market, which analysts project could be worth $13.5 billion at least. Hemp-derived THC is federally legal due to its loophole in the 2018 Farm Bill. More on that loophole because I know Dr. Mark is on with us today. I can't wait for him to push back on this one. But its lack of safety regulations and widespread availability in convenience stores has drawn criticism. While states like California and New Jersey have banned hemp-derived THC products due to safety and youth access concerns, others have embraced them, with companies targeting broader distribution through liquor stores and online sales. Products range from edibles to low-dose beverages designed for social use, appealing to consumers seeking alternatives to alcohol. The industry faces legal and regulatory risks, including lawsuits over safety and chemical conversation processes. But some of the cannabis companies view hemp-derived THC as a threat to their regulated markets, while others see an opportunity if federal oversight improves. Advocacy groups and industry players are pushing for FDA regulation to establish safety and marketing standards. And in the article, Gelsey lists some of the most notable moves in recent months by big-name cannabis firms going hard into the paint when it comes to hemp-derived THC. Curaleaf. They've recently currently participates in the hemp-derived THC market through its Select brand. Green Thumb Industries have teamed up with Magnolia Bakery to distribute hemp-based THC desserts. On November 5th, Green Thumb set plans to invest $20 million in Agrify, a cultivation and extraction specialist in the cannabis and hemp space. Canopy Growth's Wana Edibles brand launched the Wander Hour marketplace to sell hemp-derived products alone. Tilray Brands last month launched a portfolio of hemp-derived Delta-9 THC drinks, including seltzers, mocktails, and sparkling drinks. And Organigram, OGI, is invested in Open Book Extracts, a specialist in hemp-based cannabinoid products. So, to summarize this article, while a ton of industry pros see it as a threat, others view it as a potential $14 billion opportunity for a product that investors have been mostly avoiding. Both sides of Congress have proven to be incompetent in recent years of attempts to settle the mainstream cannabis market volatility. The hemp-derived loophole, put big air quotes on loophole, has allowed revenue to flow into spaces full THC has and cannot. Will we be seeing more traditional investor cash flow into hemp-derived opportunities, or is the better long-term bet still on the real shit? Decisions, and I can't wait to hear what everybody else has to say about this one. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street out here in cloudy-ass morning in Santa Barbara, California, and I want to hear what the rest of the team has to say.
Man, oh man.
I see Dr. Mark. Dr. Mark is out shaking his head over there because I know he wants to go in on this one.
Yeah.
What do you have to say, Dr.
Well,
Mark?
it's, I mean, it's a very current, topic. In fact, it's so current. I'm talking about this at BizCon next Tuesday, like 1:30 in the afternoon, talking about this whole semi-synthetic cannabinoid space. I always maintain that if prohibition is ended and people had access to good plant-derived, there wouldn't be a market for synthetics. But, like it or not, it's cheaper to convert CBD into THC, and this is a commodity play. It's a commodity market. That's why big beverage is getting in, because all those ingredients that are in Fresca and 7-Up, those are just all commodity ingredients, and this is just a commodity ingredient. And so can you compete when conversion is basically the low cost route? The thing is, and we've talked about this on High 9 a bunch of times before, really important to make sure that the process is standardized to the point where, if there are byproducts that are made in the process, that they understand like what the product specification. So just, to kind of like cut to the chase, is like if you were just getting 10 milligrams in a seltzer, and it's like, where did that 10 milligrams come from? Okay, 10 milligrams of THC could come from a plant extract, but it could also come from a chemical reaction where they take CBD and convert it into THC. With the Farm Bill and the way the regulation is now, think about it. Businesses could take in CBD through the front door, build a canning line, build a bunch of mixing tanks, make nanoemulsion, convert the CBD into THC, dilute it down into the beverage where it's way below the 0.3 limit, right? So everyone knows that you could have a hemp product that has less than 0.3%. Well, those 10 milligram drinks have like an order of magnitude less than that. You just have 10 milligrams like a 12-ounce drink, so it just becomes, so what leaves the building, so what came into the building with CBD, what leaves the building now is just, a beverage that's completely compliant and still can, you could feel a THC effect from. So I don't know how you compete with that, because again, just think about the over onerous regulations and what it takes to basically get a production license and establish a steady supply chain and basically convert in like a vertically integrated sense, to get product out the door. I mean, you can't compete with this hemp derived space. They just, they got the low cost supply, right?
Yes,
So,
low, drop it low. And you know what? You know what, Dr. Mark? I don't think even the consumer cares where it's coming from. They just care that 10 milligrams that they're getting is coming from that can that they're sipping on.
And get you hammered.
They don't care.
It's THC.
They don't care.
Yeah. Well, I think so. Yeah, I don't think that. I think the genie's out of the bottle, the toothpaste out of the tube, whatever you want to use. It gets to the point where you can't turn things back, because now there's a lot of people making money in this space. Big beverages in. I think wasn't the story, Rico, like talking about like multi-state operators kind of like saying, hey, the WANAs and the people who just have operations everywhere, they just recognize that this market is a much larger addressable market and it's a cheaper product to make, so profit margins are going to be better, and a lot of these companies have been hammered to get to profitability, right?
Also too, Dr. Mark,
right.
These products are not subject to 280E because they are legal under the Farm Bill. So there's that as a big component as well, as where
are they really though?
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, they really are.
Yes, they really are. I understand what you're getting at, Rico. That's cute. It's cute, but they really are. They really are. You know what I mean? Until the COA is double checked. You know what I mean? They really are.
Just because I listen to the arguments on both sides, and really, there's a lot of synthetic shit in our diet right now. Like
not for long.
Colors and a lot of flavors, and there's so much synthetic shit. Is really synthetic THC like the biggest worry to humans these days on planet Earth?
So it's interesting. It's an interesting take, Dr. Mark, because I know that if HHS is taken over by RFK Jr., who is Mr. Anti-Synthetic, will these hemp-derived products be affected by that too? Will they get wiped out by RFK Jr.?
Oh, that's a good question.
No, he doesn't care about this stuff at all. He doesn't care about that.
So we think.
Well, but some of these products could get wiped out because they could be using ingredients that they're going to become illegal under him. So therefore, some of those products may be wiped out, and they may have to do whole new reformulations for some of those SKUs.
I think it's interesting.
All you need to do is end prohibition, right? Remove cannabis from the schedule, right? Can he do that? I think with like one signature.
Kennedy can. Kennedy can as the director of HHS. Yeah, he can.
Oh, I think the director of HHS can take anything out of any schedule.
He can.
Unilaterally?
Yeah. Yes. No. He can. He can. Jesse.
Yeah, I think what they can do,
he could literally write basically an executive order and just end it.
Yes, he could.
They can make an exemption. I think things like that have happened for stuff like caffeine, where caffeine, again, is an active ingredient. It's not just a proprietary ingredient because it's public composition. And it's an active ingredient of FDA-approved drugs. So in order to put caffeine into things like energy drinks and sodas, they had to make an exception for it. I think they have to do some type of exception regulation. And the FDA has already recognized that they need a new pathway for cannabis. It just doesn't fit on so many levels, right?
You are very right about that, Dr. Mark.
Donald Trump said he's going to let him go wild.
But when people can grow their own medicine, how do you regulate that in even Schedule 3? Like, how does that work?
It doesn't. It doesn't work at all. Technically, if it's Schedule 3, you're not allowed to grow it.
I think RFK could be the catalyst to basically remove it from the schedule.
Oh, I like what you did there. I like what you did there, Dr. Mark. It could be all about the weed for the people there.
So, Jason, I was gonna come with you. I was gonna ask Dr. Mark, do you think that RFK Jr. is the one that can actually bring weed to the people?
He can. He definitely can. He would be the man.
I think he's got bigger fish to fry with all the things that are going to be put on his plate. But I think this is an easy thing. Remove weed from the schedule. Remove cannabis from the schedule.
Well, it's on his agenda. Right? It is on his agenda on his priority list. So,
but I don't see RFK Jr. as a fish fry guy. You know what I'm saying? Like
he likes bear meat. He likes bear meat more than fish fried. Just saying. And on that, we're going to go to a commercial and we're going to be right back.